And welcome everyone to the Woodbridge Channel's coverage of the 50th St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'm Craig Coughlin. I'll be bringing you the parade with my colleague and my friend Dan Harris. Dan, it's a crisp day, and a good day for a parade.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, as usual, it's another great, well-organized parade by the American Irish Association. They've got great honorees this year, led by George Aston, a longtime member.
It is really a big deal and a big deal parade. And you've been the parade chairman before,
right.
So talk about the kind of work that goes into putting this all together.
Sure. Well, they start in September of every year. They have a monthly meeting. They set up numerous committees. They have upwards of 60 members of the parade committee. It's a lot of work and a lot of coordination, and the township plays a real big role in it, too.
And so the Irish will be out. The street has got its green stripe on it.
That's
in
right.
honor of the day and of the parade. And the 50th anniversary, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, parades have been going on in America since 1601. I looked this up the other day, and Woodbridge has been doing it for 50 years, as you identified. It's one of the biggest of the 30 in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, it's really a special day for everybody who wants to celebrate their Irish heritage, for everybody who wants to enjoy and be part of the community and come out and celebrate their neighbors and friends' big day. So we'll get started in a little bit. We'll have some special guests along the way, and we'll be started in just a few minutes. Dan, looking forward to it, as always.
Same. Enjoy the parade.
Thanks. Have a great time, everybody. Sit back, relax, enjoy the parade.
Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Harris. I'll be your co-host today for the 50th annual Woodbridge St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'll be joined shortly by Craig Coughlin, longtime announcer here, joining me for the third year in a row. This is the 50th anniversary of the parade, which started in 1974. The American Irish Association sponsors, hosts, and organizes this event. However, we're also, the Irish are joined in great partnership with Woodbridge Township, all the many departments, which we'll be recognizing later on this afternoon. Coming into view here is the parade, which will be announcing all the many different organizations that have joined us today. There's over 88 units marching in this year's parade. I'm sitting here in El Ranchito Mexican restaurant on Main Street, here in the heart of Woodbridge Township. Coming into focus here is our first unit. It's the Young Marines. It's an after-school program hosted and students participating from numerous high schools in the region: Colonia High School, JFK, Woodbridge, Rollway High School. Here they come.
Immediately behind them.
Behind them, we have the Central Jersey Leathernecks Color Guard. They are Marines, never a retired or former Marine. They're always Marines. Let's have a listen to our young Marines. I know they have a special salute. There they go, carrying Old Glory there. Kids are terrific. You see them around town volunteering in numerous programs and activities. As always, the American Irish Association Parade has numerous honorees, including a Grand Marshal. George Aston is this year's Grand Marshal, very deserving member who's spent most of his lifetime involved in the association. Coming into focus here, we also have the John Basilone Marine Detachment. John Basilone is one of America's greatest heroes. He's a Medal of Honor recipient. Then he paraded around the country as part of a USO tour to boost morale around the country. He was dissatisfied with that role, and he rejoined, and he served and unfortunately passed on Iwo Jima and was awarded the Navy Cross. All right, and our next unit here is the Woodbridge Township Mayor, Council, Legislative Delegation, Board of Education, Congressional Representative Frank Pallone. Of course, joined by the mayor himself, John McCormack, his chief of staff, Carolyn Ehrlich. Again, Congressman Frank Pallone. I see next to Frank Pallone, we have board member Jenny Perez and staff. It's a fantastic parade here, despite the chilly and slightly windy weather. Fortunately, the rain has held off. Following our elected officials, I see Charlie Kenny walking with his shillelagh. He was previous Grand Marshal in the parade. Also joined by fellow County Commissioner Charlie Tamaro, Leslie Koppel. I see Township Attorney Jim Nolan there. I see Commissioner Escona Barber and Commissioner Director Ron Rios. Lagging behind them is Speaker Craig Coughlin. I see Council President Kyle Anderson, Vice President Corey Spiller, Councilwoman Debbie Meehan, and Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe. Looks like they're joined by a young daughter. I believe that's Sharon's granddaughter. And there's Craig Coughlin, our speaker, who is darting off to join me here in the booth.
Okay, right now we're together with Ed Wenberg from Colonia with his lovely wife Sharon. Ed has been named for the 50th anniversary of this parade, Irishman of the Year. So to start with, congratulations. I gotta find out from you, like, how does one get nominated for this? What have you done? What has been the achievements, maybe goals you set yourself with the American Irish, and what have you done over the past 20 plus years?
Well, I started out in, I think, 2000, building the handicap ramps with Christmas in April, and now we do it with the Irish. We do it 6, 7, 8 times a year.
So you're one of the rampers.
Yeah, I'm the other Eddie.
So talk about the other Eddie. I like that with Ed McSherry. So talk about that. What do you do with the ramps? That's just one program.
We go look at the house and see if we got the material to put it up and set it up for a dry run, and then just bring everything to the house and put it together.
And this is a program where people in Woodbridge Township, sometimes on hard times, it could be somebody who's disabled or someone who can't afford a ramp for a need, and then you guys go out, you spec it out, you build it, you place it, and it stays there as long as they need it at no cost generally, correct?
Yes. And then we pick it up when they don't need it anymore, and we move it to another house.
That's great. That's fantastic. I know the Rampers have been a big committee in this town. So you and Sharon are from Colonia. You have several kids, several grandkids.
Yes.
I'm sure they're very happy for you today and excited.
Yes.
Are everybody here today, or
No,
I know
actually,
that
my daughter and her 2 sons, they live in Wisconsin. And my other son lives in Somerville. He's going to try to make it. They have 2 young kids that are involved in a lot of activities.
Of course.
One's a cheerleader, the other one is football and wrestling and
Basketball.
Okay, so a lot.
Enough to keep you busy.
The greatest thing with this parade that comes with Woodbridge Township is Channel 35, which is our local access channel. National Women's Month, so we have Samantha behind the camera. So they're going to get this out on TV 35. They'll have this out on YouTube. Your grandkids and your children will be able to see it.
Good.
You know, you're a veteran, so thank you for your service to our country. A retiree from ShopRite, and I know you said earlier when we were just chatting, you've retired over 20 years, which is spectacular. That's great. I want to go back for one moment. I'm going to tie in that building of the ramp because I understand you also had your hands in on building the bar at the new club at the Acacia Center.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that come out?
It came out wonderful.
And today like an official debut for that, or you've been trying it out?
Oh, we've been trying it out.
So there's an Irishman trying out the bar.
Every time we build a ramp, we try it out.
There you go. Well, listen,
and make sure.
Congratulations to you, to Sharon, to your entire family on this honor. Again, the 50th anniversary of this parade, and to be named the Irishman of the Year, that's absolutely outstanding. Congratulations. Job well done. And we're going to turn it back inside to Dan and Craig.
Thank you.
The American Irish Association, again, is the organizer of this organization, of this parade, They began in 1966. You can learn more about the Great American Irish Association at ameriirish.com. That's AMERIRISH.com. And they also have a Facebook page. They're very active. And our first honoree is coming into focus. Guy with the sash there, it's George Aston. Again, very deserved honoree. Let me tell you a little bit about George.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi, how are you? Craig, thanks for joining me. All right.
Thanks for doing all the work.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm just talking about George Aston here, our 2024
Terrific guy.
Grand Marshal. terrific guy. He sets quite a few records here today.
Does he?
Yeah, he is. He's the 9th person in the Irish Association to be Grand Marshal, President, and Parade Chair.
Wow.
He's the 3rd Grand Marshal in his family, and he's the first father-son combo in parade history.
His sister was she's the 3rd member of the family, was also the Grand Marshal, and his mom was the Irish Woman of the Year.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, and here's a parade float of the past 50 Grand Marshals, all represented here.
Wow.
On the parade. And, Alice Sinatra does a fantastic job annually.
I want to get my name.
Yeah, no problem.
George, lifelong Woodbridge resident, graduated Colonia High, he's married, he's got three carried kids. Kathy's his wife, Ryan, Connor, and Sean.
If you had any doubt about whether they were Irish, I think Ryan was. I saw Ryan. Ryan serves in the military. He was stationed in Colorado, but came home for his dad's big day. And
very nice.
You know, Dan, I was privileged to be the Grand Marshal. It is a colossal day in your family life, and it's a big, special honor. So, congratulations to George. He's a terrific guy. Normally, we see him as one of the parade marshals. I saw him the other day at they had a county flag raising, and George was there. I said, George, I'm not going to recognize you with a tuxedo on instead of your T-shirt saying Marshal. But he does so much for the organization, so much for the town. Great guy, fantastic family. Congratulations, well deserved.
Yeah, and then some of his predecessors are here coming past the focus. Sean Keaveney, Jim Carroll, Jack Wall, yourself, Craig. Previously, I see Ken and Nancy Egan behind them.
That's right, both of them. You saw Mayor McCormack, of course, has been a past Grand Marshal.
Right, that's right. That's right. The other honorees will be following them shortly. Oh, here
we are. Here's a sign. Karen McCordy. Karen was born in Rahway, but lived in Islin since 1962. I think that counts. She gets counted as a Woodbridge person. She married to John Marciano, also a member of the Woodbridge Irish. Graduated at J.P. Stevens, where she worked in school plays and volunteered in JFK High School scholarship to Uppsala College in East Orange, and majored in theater arts. And she's worked her whole career at the theater company in Montclair with Olympia Dukakis in the costumes department. Pretty cool.
Yeah, how about that?
She likes history, visiting historic places, especially enjoyed Civil War reenactment with the 69th Pennsylvania Regiment of the U.S. Volunteers. And, of course, she, like so many others, like everybody in the club, really, contributes to the American Irish Association, coin collection, parade committee, Shaughnessy Park cleanup. The list goes on and on.
Oh, and here's our Irish Man of the Year.
Ed Wenberg, I'm sorry. He was from Hillside, but came here to Woodbridge and lived in Islin in the 50s and 60s. Lives with his wife Sharon in Colonia since 1970. He's got two children. Daughter Sheila, she's in Wisconsin, and Eddie, who lives in Somerville. 4 great grandkids: Malcolm, Cole, Camilla, and Declan. Served in the Army, veteran of Vietnam. God bless you, and served in the Artillery Division.
Yeah, and I had this note here, heard about it this weekend. Ed is very active with Eddie and the Rampers, Ed McSherry, where they assemble these handicap ramps almost on a weekly or monthly basis for township residents needing them. Exactly. So he's a really good guy and very, very deserving.
Yeah, he began, according to his bio, volunteering. The Rampers is an outgrowth of the Christmas in April. It started back in 2001. And we see our first pipe and drum group.
Yep, and we're joined here by Senator Joe Vitale. Joe, how was your walk?
That was great, brisk. It's good that a little cloud cover, but keeps us going, right? A little brisk, a little windy.
Sure.
No fooling around. So it was a great walk. There's a lot of people on the route that came out today. Thank God the weather was with us, and it almost always is for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Sure.
So
absolutely.
Lots of families out. My kids are out there collecting candy.
Yeah, I saw your girls. Yep.
There's our parade chairman. I didn't mean to cut you off, Joe.
Right.
Sean. Yeah. Sean Daly, this year's parade committee chairman.
Yeah, he's joined by Kevin there, his co-chair. Like they look wind battered a little bit out there at the moment. We're very comfortable here. Sean, you can see the sigh of relief on his face here. This is a long commitment starting in September annually, working with his co-chair and the rest of the committee. They put in a tremendous amount of hours putting this together. It's no small feat.
They have it down to a science, but still, it's fundraising and organizing all of the participants, and everybody's really willing to jump in and help as best they can. The association does amazing work in the town.
Yep.
You talk about being part of the fabric of a community. The American Irish is one of the best.
Now, in our view, the American Irish Association officers, President Ben Campbell, Vice President Mary Natali, Recording Secretary Laura Cahill, Corresponding Secretary, that would be you, Dan Harris. Financial Secretary is Tammy McCormack. Treasurer is Peggy Foley. Sergeant at Arms is Pat Cahill. The Board of Directors, Joan Dias, Ken Egan, Nancy Egan, Ken Gardner, Cindy Jakovich, and Ed McSherry.
Yes. Craig, as you pointed out, I'm very active with the association. We're at 386 members strong. I think we picked up, a member of the clergy this morning, as you saw at the event.
Yeah, the deacon came out. Way to steal the show.
Yeah, absolutely. The rest of the...
You brought a check with him.
Yeah, he even brought the check with him. So much for the vow of poverty, huh? I guess they get something.
He's a deacon. He's not a priest. There's Cindy Jakovich.
Are there associate memberships for non-Irish?
There are. The American Irish Association, they take anybody.
Then they would take me.
Yeah, they would take you.
Yeah, because you're somebody, Jeff.
Yeah. I'm somebody, all right.
The check will clear from you. As mentioned earlier, the association was founded in 1966. We actually now have our own clubhouse finally after many years on the move. From a nomadic organization to having our own clubhouse. The back of Acacia Center at 95 Port Reading Avenue in Woodbridge. As noted, anybody could join. Irish heritage not required. We do many things throughout the township. Very active.
Let's take a break and talk to John Mitch out on the street.
I'm joined now with George Aston from Avenel, this year's Grand Marshal of the parade here in Woodbridge. Congratulations to begin with.
Thank you very much.
I have to, this is more personal than it is anything else. We've known each other since pretty much birth, living around the corner from each other. But one of the things that I'll never forget, and I think I talk about it almost every year, is the involvement your family has had in the American Irish Association. To your dad, the late George, and your mom, the late Mary Aston, the breakfast that they would host at their home. Today they do them, at the restaurant. But they opened up their home, which was really cool. Would be packed every morning of the parade. Everything to them, your parents were a community, and obviously their Irish roots, and that passed on to you, and it passed on to Mary Alice and your late sister Cindy. Your families have always been, with the American Irish Association. I was not shocked when I heard you were going to be this year's Grand Marshal. They're looking down on you, your family members. Your wife Kathy's here. Your sons are all here, right? They're all here?
They're all here.
They're all here. So let's talk
about...
They
all flew in this morning, over the last couple of days.
Yeah, no, because they're all over the United States. So let's talk about this. I mean, truthfully, so deserved. You're very humble, I'm sure. I know. So to you, you'd probably rather be over near your pickup truck like you've been for the last 33 years coordinating this parade, getting it to step off. But how does it feel to be named by the members, your co-members in the association for this honor?
It's really a special honor to be chosen to be Grand Marshal of the parade, to follow in my father's footsteps, and my sister and my mother being Irish Woman of the Year. It is really, truly an honor. And I'm much more comfortable wearing an Irish sweater and jeans than a tuxedo, and spending the day here at the school instead of marching in the beginning of the parade. But comes a time we all have to take our turn and
absolutely
and be the Grand Marshal at some point.
And you earned it. I mean, you clearly earned it. You really have. And it's not only the American Irish Association. Remember years ago you sat on the planning board. You've done your time. You've done your civic, duty. You promote, your Irish roots from your family. You've done it, and the organization has recognized that. So I just think it's great, especially in this anniversary year.
Thank you, John. And John is an Irishman too, and I think
I
this would be an honor that should be bestowed upon you.
Yeah.
That we would like to see sometime in the future, because John is a great Irish guy to the community and just a great person for the community. We're really lucky in Woodbridge Township to have you,
No,
especially
thank
the
you,
Avenel
George.
section.
Yeah, thank you. We get our streets plowed pretty well, don't we?
We do. We don't get missed, do we, John?
Let's hope not. But listen, again, to you and Kathy and to your sons, congratulations on the honor. To your family, again, I'll never forget, your parents. This is great. I talked a little bit to Ben Campbell also about the float. I talked about, the vision. We talked about Alice. I mean, we grew all up together. Alice, yesterday working her best hours with those ladies at her house the day before. No shock, she squeezed in a softball trip to Florida this week. So much going on, and he still pulled it off. That in itself speaks volumes. Just looking at all the past grand marshals.
Alice can pull off a miracle.
She
don't know
really-
how you do it. She does it, and it might be 2 hours later than everybody else, but she is incredible what she can do. That is a true testament from Florida. Between her and Andrew and my
Yep.
sister Mary,
Yep.
to pull that off is really great.
No shocker here, right?
Oh,
shocker.
no.
Yeah. Listen,
And-
good talking to you. Go on. You were going to say something.
And on top of the fact that we grew up a block apart from each other, we now live about 6 houses apart
Exactly,
from each other.
exactly.
So we haven't left the neighborhood. We're both proud of being from Avenel, and we're going to stay there, right, John?
Absolutely. My friend, congratulations
Thank you again.
All right, and we will see you back here next year doing what you do best, is putting this together.
Yes, I will, in an Irish sweater.
Exactly. We're going to go back inside now to Dan and Craig.
Joe, you've been marching in these parades for a long time, right?
Yeah. Half the time this is the 50th year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing it the entire time I've been in the Senate. So
Yep.
it's a little more than half the time.
It's a real tradition, right?
It really is.
And we see coming into view now the American Irish Association of Woodbridge, founded in 1966. As Dan said, 386 members strong. Clubhouse is located at 95 Port Reading Avenue. That's the Acacia Center now. Used to be an old Hungarian American club, for those of you who don't remember. Anybody can join. It's extremely active. This is an organization who is part of the fabric of the Woodbridge community. They sponsor and organize annual parade, of course, that we're enjoying today. But they regularly volunteer at the Menlo Park Veterans Home, including bingo, other events, fundraisers, provide multiple scholarships to township high schools. Semi-annually, they clean up the Shaughnessy Park in Colonia. They support township efforts across the board, whether it's tooling for town or food drives or whatever else is important. And most of all, they wanted everybody to know they have fun in the Grand Irish tradition.
It's not just work, absolutely. We have a really great time. Craig, I spent a little extra time this year doing some research to provide some further information to our viewers, those who may not be familiar with Irish culture. You see just below the American flag in view here is the tricolor Irish flag. It's green, it's white, it's orange. The green represents the Catholics. The orange represents the Protestants of Ireland, and the white represents the unity between the two. Unfortunately, over many, many years, there's been a lot of strife. But Craig, you and I went off to Ireland not long ago. We saw a peaceful, thriving, successful country there.
Right, and I think forget which anniversary, but the anniversary of the peace accords, the Good Friday agreements, as they're referred to, is coming up.
Yeah,
so that has made a real difference over there.
Yes, absolutely, and the club is thriving under the leadership of Ben Campbell and his predecessors.
So let's see.
Well, we have a car club coming into view here.
All right.
Yeah, sometimes our notes are a little. Can get a little sporadic here. We apologize here, but it looks like it's mostly Irish members who are being transversed in these vehicles. Not all of our Irish members are able to walk the 3/4 mile route here.
You can see there, get a scope of what the crowd looks like, and it's been that consistently. It's cold, it's windy, but it's not raining. In fact,
It's a great shot.
Yeah. There we go. Colonia High School Marching Patriot Band.
Speaking of Colonia High School, Craig, fill us in on the basketball successes they've had.
They had a terrific season this year. The boys won the sectional title. Both the boys team won the county tournament. The girls made it to the finals. So another terrific year. Woodbridge, for Colonia High. They look like new uniforms. A little more modern in terms of the hats.
Sure. Yeah, they look terrific. The numbers are strong here. This is the Colonia High School Marching Patriots. A school opened in 1967. It's led by band director Kevin Berdoni. He's also a teacher in the school. The assistant directors Ben Barbado and Jeff Leidner, and the color guard instructor is Nicole Donahue. Nice, good Irish name there.
There you go.
Yeah, they are new uniforms, Craig, as you had mentioned. They perform in over 20 events annually, and including they got to perform at MetLife this year.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen.
Well, with an Irish selection this year.
There we go.
Colonia High School Marching Patriots. By the way, guys, the uniforms look great.
You know, you were talking about the Colonia High basketball team, and an alumnus of Colonia High, a guy named Jordan Durkak. His sister just broke the record. It's the first person in history of Woodbridge High School on any level, either boy or girl, who scored 2,000 points. But her brother Jordan was also the Player of the Year in the NEC conference.
Yes, that's right.
That's amazing.
I can see an NIL deal and a transfer in his future.
Coming into focus here, this is JFK High School, their football team carrying the tricolor flag, as I had mentioned, as well as the JFK competition cheerleading squad, led by Coach Sarah Zook. This is the second year in a row that this team, this cheerleading squad, has won the medium game day division and intermediate cheer dance division state championship. So congratulations to those young ladies.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah.
It's a lot to put on a jacket.
It is. Yeah. There's an acronym in there somewhere.
And here we see our
Miss American Irish.
Miss American Irish, Brittany Bader. 2004, graduated from Woodbridge High, currently a sophomore at TCNJ, majoring in elementary education. That's good, we need teachers. Everybody out there who's interested. Education and art. Her parents are John and Patty Bader. She has 2 brothers, Christian and Matthew. She was the recipient of the Greater Middlesex County Conference Sportsmanship Award when she was at Woodbridge High, and she has served through her sorority in support of 5 philanthropies: the Sigma Kappa Foundation, Inherit the Earth, Gerontology, Marine Sea Coast Mission, and the Alzheimer's Association. I wonder how she has time to go to school and be Miss American Irish. And a member of the Colleges Against Cancer. And there's the lady in waiting.
And the Bader family is a great lineage in this town. And Tom and Sophie Bader. And Nancy Drum was their daughter, who was a councilwoman here in the first ward.
Right, yeah, Sophie's daughter.
So the Baders have been around a long time.
Absolutely, and a proud teaching family as well. That's something that they'll tell you very pridefully. Numerous family members across about 3 generations at least of educators, many and most of them here in the Woodbridge Township.
And that was our lady in waiting that we just saw, Alexandra McFadden. She's Allie, as she is known by her friends, is a freshman at Arthur L. Johnson High School in Clark. Her parents are Jim and Nikki McFadden. She has a sister, Gabriella. Her grandparents, Kathy and Jim McFadden, are active members of the Irish Association. She ran cross country in the fall, and she's currently running track, so she's fast. Member of the Speech and Debate Club, the Student Movement Against Cancer, Key Club, and Active Minds, Changing Stigmas. Good for her.
Yeah.
Currently a public relations officer of her class. She runs the social media accounts and setting up volunteer work, and she's the secretary of the Science Olympiad team, where they build a functioning robot to compete in competition. How cool is that?
Smart kid.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And a busy kid. You know, people talk about young people a lot, and then you see somebody like that who's doing so many good things. It does us old guys' heart warm, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the family had a float up there. I saw Carteret Chief McFadden on the back there, along with Alessandra's grandparents, Kathy and Jim, very active members of the association. Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
Okay, I'm joined now with Karen McCrory from Edison, the 2024 Irish Woman of the Year for the 50th anniversary of the American Irish Parade here in Woodbridge. Congratulations on the honor.
Thank you very much.
So, Karen, I know you've been involved with the association for a number of years. So talk about what you do with the American Irish here in Woodbridge.
Well, the biggest thing I do right now is the hospitality committee. It's wonderful people working and trying to spice up every meeting with something different, something that'll get people to stay after the meeting and know each other in the meeting.
Amongst the membership, right? So you bond. It's a bonding
yes,
thing. It's a team
bonding,
building, and it
yes.
keeps getting stronger, hopefully, right? Meeting after
We
meeting.
hope.
Very good.
Yes,
and I know you're involved in other things as well.
Yes, I've done the Shaughnessy Park. I've done the veterans picnics. I've done the coin collection.
I see
All
that.
great
Very important.
causes.
Very important to raise
Yes.
funds so you guys can do items like today and other programs that you're involved
Yes.
in. So being selected as Irish Woman of the Year, again, for a spectacular year, the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, it's a great honor, and it's a wonderful group of people.
And
that
you're
are in the
nominated
American Irish.
by everybody else in the organization.
Everybody in the-
so they're the ones that
yes.
know what you do.
Yes, they do.
That's great. And you're retired, right? From the
I am retired from UPS and the post office and Sam's Club.
and Sam's Club. And so now much of your focus is on the American Irish Association.
Correct.
That's great.
Yep.
Well, congratulations on behalf of everybody that's going to be out there today watching you and waving to you. Enjoy the parade, and we'll look forward to seeing you along the route, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, and have a great Irish Day.
Thank you. We're going to go back inside with Dan and Craig.
Coming into view here, one of Woodbridge Township's school district's proudest organizations, the PACE Parents Organization.
Pretty cool. Look at that little buggy.
Yeah, this is the trackless train here that the kids of the PACE program really enjoy. PACE is an organization for parents of students with special needs, largely based out of Matthew Jago School 28, the C. Warren section of the township. They run a summer extended school year program for students to, retain and sort of sharpen their skills that they learn throughout the school year, so that students can hit the ground running again in September. Parents do a lot of good work with the
terrific
kids.
organization. Yeah. and a great program, really a statewide leader in that program.
Right, absolutely. And they're led by Susanna Bonilla, Ann Coate, and Mary Carafa, terrific volunteers here in the township.
Next up, we see the Legionnaires Senior Marching Band. It's a highly decorated, award-winning marching band. They've been in New Jersey state champion band for over 20 years. Their color guard captain is Matt Harold. Their band master is Danny Tornby. Greg King is their drum major. The band manager is Cindy King. I bet they're related. And let's take a listen. A Legionnaire Senior Marching Band. Playing McNamara's Band.
These guys are a staple of really any township parade. They're right next door there in Carteret. Do a great job.
Next up, Woodbridge American Legion Post 87.
Yep. This American Legion, along with others, yesterday hosted the American Legion Oratorical Contest, which they host annually. I know a young lady from Metuchen High School dominated the performance and did a great job. It's a scholarship program for students interested in future years.
It really is a great program.
I'm going to hand off my headset to the good congressman.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Joe, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. The Post was founded in 1919. Ray Delleman is the Post commander. The Sons of Legion Squadron commander is Joe Russo. And they're the proud home of the New Jersey's past state commander, Danny Dunn. Congratulations, Dan. Terrific job. He was a terrific leader and made Woodbridge very, very proud. Now we are joined by our congressman Frank Ballone from the 7th Congressional District. Frank, thanks for coming by.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What a wonderful day for a parade. I mean, it's a little windy, but it's fine. And there's such a crowd.
Yeah, the crowds are strong.
It really is a big crowd. And I think everybody's just so happy to be out, too. You know, I always think of St. Patrick's Day not only as a day for the Irish, but also kind of the beginning of spring, too. Maybe it's not that spring-like, but it's just nice to get out, enjoy the fresh air, and to see everybody. So everybody's really happy, and I'm having a great time. So thank you.
Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for always coming. Folks, Congressman Ballone represents, how many towns you represent? 70?
Nah, I think it's more like maybe between 37, I think. 37.
Okay. Well, we're in the top 37, but he comes to us all of the time.
Woodbridge is the biggest, Craig.
Yeah.
Woodbridge is the biggest.
No, I know. We're the 6th largest community in the state, but Frank is always here for things great and small, all important to the township. And thank you for always being there, Congressman. And
thank you
for the work that you do in Washington. That's no mean feat these days.
No, everybody's fighting all the time, but we still try to get things done, and we do. So, you know, I know people see all the fights, and they don't realize that a lot of times we do get together and actually accomplish things. You know, it's one country, we're all Americans, and we got to work together.
Exactly right. And you just saw the Caseby Fire Department, Caseby District 4. Luis Montalvo is the chief. They've been around since 1908, Daniel.
Yeah, long time. And then following them is the Woodbridge Senior Billiards Club, led by President Steve Sharkey. This is over 100 members as well. They do a tremendous amount in Woodbridge Township, including food drives, toy drives, to support the students and families throughout Woodbridge Township on an annual basis. Really a great bunch. And just leaving us is Congressman Ballone again, and we're joined here by County Commissioner Director Ron Rios from Carteret. Ron, how was your afternoon walk?
As usual, Woodbridge really you really do a great parade here. It's such an organized event, and so many people come out. It makes me proud. I'm originally a Woodbridge guy, Port Reading guy, and always proud to say that I come here originally from Woodbridge, and it's just a great event. Beautiful day, a little windy, but it's a nice event, and it's nice to see so many people involved and coming out. I appreciate giving me the opportunity to come to the parade.
Now we are joined by one of your colleagues on the Middlesex County Commissioner Board, Commissioner
Charlie
Tamaro. Sorry,
That's okay.
Look, I saw somebody sitting down. And
we got two Charlies on the board.
No, I didn't see it, Charlie. I'm sorry. Charlie, thanks for dropping by. Let me do a little bit of business. I think we just saw the after the billiards club. We saw the. We're seeing coming in. This is the Commodore Barry Perth Amboy group of the AOH, Ancient Order of Hibernians. They go back to 1948. They were organized to form for the purpose of fostering Irish heritage and Roman Catholic religious ideas. The primary purpose of the order is to promote friendship, preserve unity, and practice Christian charity. So welcome to them. Welcome back. Charlie, tell us your thoughts about the parade. Great day, right? Good to be out.
Yeah, beautiful day. A little chilly, but listen, it's March, and you don't always get the best weather to have a parade. But you know what? This is 50 years of Woodbridge doing the parade, St. Patrick's Day parade. You know, honoring our Irish tradition and Irish heritage. And you know what? I don't have a bit of piece of Irish in me, but today I'm Irish. So,
well, that's right.
And we're here to enjoy the parade and the people here.
You and I share a common goal of beating food insecurity in the state.
Yes.
Thank you for all that you do there. And for the hard work that you do.
Well, thank you to the state for all they do and all the dollars that they contributed to the food banks and Community Food Bank of New Jersey. We just received a $70,000 grant to buy a van. And we really appreciate it, and we couldn't have done that if it wasn't for your efforts of making sure they had the money to be able to give it out to the pantries.
Well, thanks for that. Let's take a break and talk to John Mitch out on the street.
I'm here right now with Alexandra McFadden from Clark, a freshman, right, over at Arthur L. Johnson High School in Clark, and very involved in your class. So congratulations today on your honor being selected the Lady in Waiting for the American Irish Association of Woodbridge. I know you're the granddaughter of the McFaddens who have been involved with the American Irish for years. And this is just a very significant year to be one of the honorees, their 50th anniversary of their parade. My understanding is that you get selected from the members. You know, your family members, you get selected from the members. So how does this feel for you? I know it's an honor, but were you excited? Did you know you were being nominated? How did it all come about?
So there's like a long list. And so I thought my turn wasn't going to be until like 10 more years maybe. And it was very sudden, but I'm so glad that it happened.
Good, that's great. And so were you up against other people you knew, or, you know, because I know you're a grandchild active member, so did you know some of the other nominees?
They didn't tell me who anyone else was.
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
good to know. And what did you have to write essays or anything, or?
Yeah, I just had to like write why I think I would be the best fit. And then the members like voted on who they thought was
And
the
tell me,
best.
what were some of the items you talked about in your writing?
I talked about, so I'm a freshman, so I talked about like what I did last year and how like involved I was, and then like what I've joined so far this year
Right.
and how involved my grandparents have been.
And they've been very involved in
Yeah.
the association for years. So then what comes next year?
So next year I'm Miss American Irish, which is very exciting.
Which is it's great.
Yeah.
That's really good. What do you do in school? What do you do at high school? What do you get involved in? I know social media, I think, right?
Yeah, so I run the social media, so the Instagram for my class. I'm on the speech and debate team. I do Science Olympiad, so I like built a robot, and then I like
Great.
competed with other schools. I'm in Key Club. I'm running to be like the freshman representative,
Great.
and I'm on the student movement against cancer.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, listen, congratulations. Thank you for allowing us a few minutes to talk to you today. We look forward to seeing you along the parade route. And more importantly, we'll look forward to talking to you again next year, okay?
Thank
All right,
you.
best wishes. We're going to go back inside to Dan and Craig.
Commissioner Director Ron Reyes, you've been how many parades there in the county?
A lot of parades, but it's, you know, today everybody's Irish, right?
Exactly.
And we're all proud to let everybody know that the Irish have made many contributions to our great society, and I thank you all for taking the initiative in promoting this and showing what you do.
There we see in view with the salute our friends from South Amboy, the Colonel D.B. Kelly Pipe and Drums, established in 2005, named after former colonel of the state police, David Kelly. The winning band is led by pipe major John McCarty, drum major, that was the big guy you saw saluting before, George Fuller, and Anne Marie Kittle, who is the manager of the organization.
1976, their chairman is Mickey Gross and Jay Elliott.
Thank you for being here.
Here's the South Amboy St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee coming into view.
Next week is their parade.
That's right. The actual St. Patrick's Day this year, Sunday, March the 17th at 2 p.m. The honorees are this year's Grand Marshal Mickey Gross and Deputy Grand Marshal Yolanda Flores. Craig, we're joined here by Woodbridge's most famous resident, Mayor John McCormack. How was your walk?
It was a brisk walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the wind. When the wind blew, it was really nippy.
It mostly was at our back for at least half the parade.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I tell you, for a day that's not the best weather day in the world, it didn't suppress the turnout whatsoever.
No, the crowds were really good as you went through town. It really was a terrific turnout. It wasn't raining, which was
right. Jimmy said when he left Ford's an hour before the parade, it was raining.
Yeah.
I said, I'm glad it didn't come this way.
Yeah.
We saw it. When was it? I guess it was the holiday parade this.
Oh,
this
yes.
past December.
Total rain out this year.
Yeah.
Right.
But we marched.
Yes, and I
We
think
certainly did.
I think our timing was fortuitous here. It's just starting to rain right now, as you can see
Oh,
here.
yeah, the wind is picking up.
Yeah,
We see
but,
the Avenel Fire Company. Let's not forget to mention our friends from Avenel and our brave men and women who serve there. Chief is Frank Stain. President is Chris Naroda.
Right.
They've been around since 1913.
Right. This is a joint paid and volunteer fire department. And, jotted my notes down here. They do every year on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, they do a fantastic menorah tree, lighting as well as a Christmas tree lighting.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they do
got
a
the
good
horse
job.
and carriage. They have the little buggy, little train rides for the kids. It's really cool.
Right.
And now, Dan, before you did the parade, John, the mayor, and I did the parade for a while, and I remember, they're around since 1913, right?
Right.
I remember when we were working up towards them celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Oh, right.
And now it's been 11 years or something.
Sure. And that was a memorable 100th year parade. I don't know if you guys remember this. We walked it, and it was the year of the cicadas.
Exactly.
So as we're walking to Merrill Park, we're getting cicadas.
It was crazy. We're getting bombarded by bugs.
So thanks to the Avenel firefighters. And here we see the Middlesex County Division of History and Historic Preservation.
I'm going to throw out a thank you to the Woodbridge Township Police Department and to the Public Works Department, everybody who worked so hard to get the parade route ready, to be here when we're all marching, to keep everybody safe who's marching and people who are watching. And then a half an hour after the parade's over, you won't even know what happened. They clean it up that quick.
Half an hour, probably less. I mean, it takes us a few minutes at the end to get out of here. By the time you get out, it's pretty much all gone. It is a really remarkable job that they do.
And you see, we notice because we listen, we go to meetings, but like just having garbage trucks blocking routes, it's like critical to the security, because you don't want anybody, they can pull an Animal House and crash the parade route. We don't want that. And if anybody does it, I'm going to grab the baton and lead the people down the alley.
There we go. And Middlesex, just so folks at home, the Middlesex County Division of Historic and Historic Preservation operates the Cornelius Lowe House in East Jersey, Old Town, which is in Piscataway in Johnston Park. The British are coming to open weekend. That's open weekends. Visit the village on April 6th and 7th when the British and Loyalist troops will occupy the site. No weapons needed. The village and Lowe House are open year-round for admission is always free. So drop by and see a piece of history right here in Middlesex County.
Yeah.
John, you've been a Grand Marshal of Parade. Tell us what it feels like, what that meant to you.
There is nothing like when you turn the corner up, by the old karate place. Now it's the eyeglass place by the Rio Diner. When you turn that corner and look down Main Street and you're wearing the Grand Marshal sash, there is nothing like that.
Yes.
Except a lot of other things like the birthday of your kids and getting married and stuff like that. But from a public service standpoint, that's about as cool as it gets.
Sure.
And you get to go to the breakfast and you get to go to all these stops and the awards later. It's a wonderful honor to be the Grand Marshal of the American Irish Association Parade.
Right. And Mayor, as you and I saw, with the parade committee, both you and I as members, it's hotly contested, right? How many people turn out? I mean, it's not just given out to anybody. You have to.
No, there's people that want to be it. I mean, you're not supposed to campaign for it, but there's people that want to be it, and it's just an honor to be nominated sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, Craig, if everything comes to an Animal House parade, Dan Harris is going to be Kevin Bacon being outside and saying, "Everybody, calm down." That's Dan Harris's role. My friend Dan here. But the Irish Club, we said it this morning. You were there at the breakfast. Everything they do. Scholarships and veterans and food drives and to support the troops and tooling around the town and Eddie and the Rampers. It's wonderful. There's a reason they got the key to Woodbridge Township as an organization.
Yeah, well deserved.
And we just saw leading in the Woodbridge Fire Company #1 was the Richmond County Pipe and Drums. Next up, and we see them in front of us now, are the brave men and women of the Woodbridge Fire Company, established back in 1897. Mike Hapstack is the chief. The organization has been serving the town now for forever, really.
I'm going to go see if I can get some council people to join.
Okay. All right. We look forward to having
Thanks, guys. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. And several of the fire companies in Woodbridge Township, Woodbridge Fire is a paid and volunteer department, so they're always looking for volunteers if you're so interested and able-bodied to do so. They also do a lot of support of other fire departments throughout the area as well. So these guys are heroes, not just here in Woodbridge and Seawarren, but beyond, because they have the resources and the paid firefighters. And they also they pay for in the parade, the Richmond County Pipes and Drums.
Oh, really?
Out of Staten Island, yeah. So they paid for them, which is helpful to the association and the thousands of dollars it takes to put on a parade annually.
And the work is a year-round project. And a parade's a day, but the work is a year.
Yes, that's right. Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
I'm joined now with Sean Daly, who is this year's chairman of the parade here again, the 50th anniversary parade for celebrating St. Patrick's Day here in Woodbridge. The American Irish Association has put on this parade since day one. They do a lot of tremendous work in the town. Before we start talking about all that work, I want Sam, who's on the camera. Look at this. I can't even compete with his sneakers today. Look at those American Irish sneakers that he's wearing.
Look at the socks.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. All right, so on a poll, I'm sure you're going to beat mine today. So how much work goes involved in putting a parade together? I know you've been involved for years, but again, this is the anniversary year, so I'm going to assume that more work has gone into this, celebrating 50 years.
It's always a lot of work, but fortunately for me, I belong to a great organization, and they come out every time. They all come out. I mean, it's not just a couple people. I've seen so many people at these parade meetings this year than I ever have. So they really came out to support me. Everyone jumps in and lends a hand. So it's a lot of work, but it would be a lot more if it wasn't for all the help that we have here.
Well, that's a great leader because you always recognize who's with you, you know. And then Kevin McCreary is your assistant this year, your co-chair?
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin's just a great guy. Kevin is also Santa Claus for the Christmas parade. So Santa Claus will be the parade chairman of the St. Patrick's Day Parade next year.
There you go. That's probably a first. That's probably a first.
We'll have to get him an Irish Santa Claus outfit to march in.
Very good. Well, listen, I see the wind is, or I feel the wind is picking up a little bit, but nothing's going to dampen the parade. The Irish always have good luck. And all these years, I believe, though, it's only 1 year that the parade was canceled.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So there's nobody stronger than the Irish when it comes to putting this together, because other parades usually would be canceled, postponed, rescheduled, whatever it is.
Not us.
Not, exactly. So I wish you well. Congratulations on pulling this off again like every year. Your organization's one of the best in the township, if not the best. Very well organized, you know, great leadership, and we'll see you along the parade route.
All right, everyone enjoy. Everyone loves a parade.
There you go. We're going to go back inside to Dan and Craig.
Who's up next, Dan?
Up next is the Central Jersey Stampede Travel Baseball Team. They're based out of Ford's. Their head coach is Sean Daly, the parade chairman this year. So it looks like he had his hands full this past year. And they were the boys' Fall League 2023 champions.
Just wondering why they didn't wear green uniforms.
Yeah. Craig, you were involved with baseball a little bit as a dad of 3 young boys.
I was president of the Ford's Little League back before, it was an independent operation. The township now runs all of the little leagues together as one league, which is good because it's waned a little bit in terms of attendance. But it's a great special opportunity to interact with your kids, to kind of watch them grow up in the dugout. Is a neat thing to do.
Yes. All right, this next group is a new one. I don't think we've ever had them before. They're known as the Weekenders. It's a social club. That on their weekends they ride around their golf carts along a campground. So we welcome them, and they were submitted to us by R.J. McPartland.
Well, those are not golf carts you hear, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the Latin Knights Motorcycle Association from Perth Amboy. They want to ride their ride their motorcycles, and indeed they are.
Yes, and they are. Not a motorcycle gang of any means. They're for peace and purpose. They also do a lot of volunteering, and they've sort of they straddle both Perth Amboy and Woodbridge, and led by a good guy in Anthony Bermudez, who's works in the law enforcement community and a really good guy.
There we have the next center for the high school basketball team to the left of your screen. And coming up is the Woodbridge Township Ambulance and Rescue Squad. Nicole Fanish is the first, she's the lady who filled it out. I presume she is the president or person in charge. They've been around since 1937.
That's right. That's right. They're a paid and volunteer squad as well, constantly looking for volunteers. If you have the stomach to withstand, the EMS, the blood and the guts out there, but
well, Dan, when you put it that way, hard to believe it's not going to be overrun with people wanting to join.
I also have some other fun facts I wanted to share while we have a slight break here. Besides the bravest man here at the parade, walking on stilts here, St. Patrick. He was the patron saint of Ireland. He was a 5th century Christian missionary who died on March 17, 461, which I thought, frankly, would have been his birthday, but it's actually recognized as the day of his death. And annually and throughout the world, St. Patrick's Day is celebrated on that day, March 17. He was never officially canonized as a saint because, during that millennium, the church did not do the investigation and canonization, but his name as a saint has stuck and is largely recognized for his missionary work in Ireland. Not so much a conversion, but working with the Irish who believed in pagan gods at the time. They slowly migrated over to Catholicism. St. Patrick's Day is often recognized with parades and festivities. We've actually, Greg, the first parade in America was in 1601 in St. Augustine, Florida, later followed by parades in Boston, New York City, and they're held throughout the country, with New York City having the largest of the parades.
But it's a much more solemn day in Ireland than it is here. Here it's a celebratory day.
Sure.
Girl Scouts of Woodbridge and Carteret right here, marching in front of us. Thank you. They're a great group. They're led by, I guess it's Nicole Antrovich.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, and what I was
45 members going to be marching today.
Sure, and what I was reading here was this is now sort of a conglomeration of 9 troops today.
Right.
So it's at the Girl Scouts of Woodbridge Township in Carteret. As my fiance pointed out to me, we've got to thank them, because they stocked our fridge and our pantries with Girl Scout cookies.
Yes,
most
do.
recently, over the past 2 months, these young ladies have been working hard to sell cookies. They've done a fantastic job, learning about, finances and organization and salesmanship. So thanks to those ladies for the cookies. My waist will thank you later for that.
Yeah, but they are good. Oh, who doesn't love a Thin Mint with milk?
Absolutely.
Avenel Colonia First Aid Squad and EMS Station is up next. President is Anthony Kersey. Department Chief is Rob Snowfield, terrific guy that I've known for a long time. I don't know Anthony as well. Avenel First Aid Squad has received numerous awards during the Governor's Office for Response. The Governor's Office for Response during the Superstorm Sandy, and the Woodbridge Township Mayor's Office as well. They are located in Avenel.
Right there on Avenel Street. Following them is a great organization here in Woodbridge Township. They do a tremendous amount of work. Relay for Life of Woodbridge. They're an arm of the American Cancer Society that annually raises money throughout the year with a big final event on June the 1st at Woodbridge High School. And they're out there to raise money for supporters, cancer survivors, research. Really, really terrific organization.
They've been around 30 years, the organization.
Sure. And last year, I believe it was, they were honored with the Heart of Relay. It's an award for having the most registered survivors at any event in Central and Jersey Shore regions. So congratulations for all their hard work.
Let's take a break and talk to John Mitch out on the street.
Okay, I just met up with Ben Campbell, the president of the American Irish Association here in Woodbridge. Ben, great day.
Yeah.
Luck of the Irish. The weather's holding out, and it's changed significantly from what it was the last couple of days. We've just seen rain after rain after rain after rain. 50th anniversary for the parade. What a day.
It's a big deal, I kind of feel like we have to muster up some Dick Vitale here, so let me do that for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, a little March Madness in Woodbridge. Guess what? We got Patriots, we got Barons, we got Mustangs, we got Wildcats. We're going to be marching down the Mecca of Linden Avenue, the St. Patrick's Day Parade Mecca in Woodbridge. It's going to be totally awesome with a capital W, baby. I don't know if that was good or not, but I tried to do it.
That was a great job. Well,
Okay.
listen, you just represented your association, and that's why you're its president. So, behind us,
Yeah.
50th anniversary float. Somebody had to have that vision From what I could see, it appears like it's your past grand marshals. Somebody had to execute that. What goes into all that?
You know, Alice Sinatra, what a wonderful lady this person is. She's queen of the float. She just does this all the time. She's done so many in the past. This one is going to be representing all the past grand marshals best it can. So proud of how she does that. And I also am proud of how Mary Alice Jacko gets behind that and really supports her and makes sure it's a big effort. I can't wait to see what that looks like when it's on the road.
Yeah, it looks great. I know, and she's assisted by Andrew Mazzarella. And from my understanding, there was a group of women yesterday at Alice's home, a group of guys at Andrew's home, all still putting those last-minute, touches together.
With
it's a
tarps.
lot of work. Exactly. Back to the rain. We've had rain for the last 4 days, and up until this morning, wee hours of the morning. But that is great. So for your members, for 50 years, you're putting this parade together. That's outstanding.
Yeah, this one's like a special one too. Like the Astons really well. And,
absolutely.
To honor George now to get this as the 50th parade, it's like such a big deal. I can't imagine waking up every day and doing the same thing every day. And that's like stamina. That's like incredible. I always say to myself, didn't anybody in the family say, "What are you doing? Are you out of your mind?" And nobody's ever done that with him. He's just a great guy. And Mary Alice, great lady, and Ken Stiles too. He's got his beard all greened up today.
I saw him.
So
I saw him. The Stiles, the Jackos, you mentioned the Sinatras, the Astons. These names go back so long, and I can't wait to talk to George a little bit later.
Yeah.
So great. Well, listen, congratulations again on 50 years with your association. You guys do so much in Woodbridge. Before we end, let's talk about you started the Halfway to St. Patrick's a couple years ago. Actually,
we did.
2 successful years now,
we
right?
Did. Yeah, 3 now. Actually.
Three.
We had the one here, we had Willie Lynch here. That was a rage. The second one was really a good one. We had I always forget the name of the band. I always forget it. It's so oh my gosh, it's making me. Don't get mad at me. Ryan's Express. They were at our second one, and then we did another one at Acacia, our new home. And when we did the other one at Acacia, we kind of took a little twist on it. We did a community appreciation event, and one of those people we honored actually has a group in this parade called the Weekenders. It's R.J. McPartland, and they're going to be a whole bunch of golf carts driving around the parade. I can't wait to see what that looks like. This is so exciting.
Great. Very good. And you mentioned Acacia, so before you run, sorry to hold you any longer, Acacia Center is your new home. People want to become members of your association. It continues to grow. How do they do that?
It's so easy. You can Google @Amer Irish, or you could just Google American Irish of Woodbridge, or you could just say, let me go stop by 95 Port Reading Avenue and knock on the door.
Right.
So we'll find a way.
Again, at the Acacia Youth Center located at 95 Port Reading Avenue here in Woodbridge, their new home. Again, congratulations. We're going to go back inside to Dan and Craig at this time. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
My Home Section Fire Company, the Ford's Fire Company, saw our DPW Director George Brew carrying the fire flag. Fire Company President is Dan Gregan. Fire Chief is Howie Bauer, also a councilman from the 2nd Ward. Board of Fire Commissioners, the President is Brian Henry, and they proudly serve the 7th Fire District, and they've been around for 113 years.
Absolutely.
See some of their apparatus.
Yeah, I think we walked in
Great
that parade
group.
as well, yeah.
Another one is group. As so many of the groups that you will see today, ladies and gentlemen, are more than what they are. In other words, they're a fire company for sure, and they provide protection and stuff, but they're also part of the fabric of the township of Woodbridge, and they're involved in all sorts of things, hunger drives. I remember when I was the Little League president, we got rain on it. They were having some workouts for kids. They let us come to the firehouse and throw the ball around inside so the kids could do that. They have meeting rooms and things like that. So and the people who serve on those fire departments are people who care about the community, and you'll see them involved in organizations unrelated to firefighting.
Sure, absolutely. And then at the school district level, they come to a lot of the Ford schools to teach them how to evacuate a home should there be a fire. They bring the smoke trailer. They also have their open house annually that they do a really great job with, trying to get families to come out and practice how to exit your house, things of that nature during a fire. So they're really a good organization.
And we hear and we see the Woodbridge High School Marching Patriots.
Color guard, full effect here.
That's right. Kelly Terrell is their, I guess, their band director.
But Kelly's with the play. Actually.
Oh, with the play. Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
This year's spring season will be Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Woodbridge High was established in 1956. And it's won many. This group has won many musical awards. In Carteret, the best costumes and best. Oh no, that's all about the play as well. I'm sorry.
Sure. Yeah. It looks like they snuck in the band.
In
I
the
guess
middle
because
there.
they're at Woodbridge High. They figured, you know what? Let's just jump in the parade. The band is led by Jason Kahn, who is their band director and teacher at the school. And now, Craig, actually, here comes Kelly Terrell. It looks like he went from marching with the Marines. He jumped right back in line with the annual spring musical, Sweeney Todd. Tell us about it.
Sweeney Todd?
Yeah, Sweeney Todd's this year's play.
No, Sweeney Todd's this year's play.
Well, I'll jump in. I got some notes here. Their show kicks off from Thursday, March the 21st through Sunday, March the 24th. For senior citizens, there's a special and free preview on Tuesday the 19th, St. Joseph's Day, at 4 p.m. Right there at the high school auditorium. Go check it out.
There we go. There's a group with their T-shirts on. The young lady who sang the Irish national anthem today at the flag raising, I saw she had a Sweeney Todd T-shirt on. So she did just a phenomenal job, ladies and gentlemen. If you get to hear her voice, she was fantastic. And that's not an easy song to sing, but let's watch.
Under his word, sweet her music that nobody heard. Sweetie wanted a sweetie, and like a perfect machine. And Sweetie was smooth, Sweetie was subtle, Sweetie would blink, and rats would scuttle. Tell it! Because Vicky was Sweetie, was quick and quiet and like a perfect machine. Was Sweetie, Sweetie was Sweetie, 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 Sweetie.
The tale of Sweeney Todd.
Pretend the tale of Sweeney Todd.
He served a dark and a vengeful God.
He served a dark and a vengeful God.
What happened then? Well, that's the play, and he wouldn't want us to give it away. Not Sweeney. Not Sweeney Todd.
4. The demon barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah!
All right, there we go. Way to go.
Yeah, make sure you check out Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, go check that out.
The week of the 21st through the 24th. It's still on Broadway, actually. It was supposed to end in January, but they've extended it. I guess probably due to some success on Broadway.
I thought so. Yeah, I mean it's a remake of the one that's been out decades and decades ago. Yeah. Well, it's because I'm decades and decades older than you, Dan. But I saw the young girl's T-shirt today that said Sweeney Todd. I thought it was from the play in New York. So I've learned something by being here today. And next up, the Hope Lawn Fire Company from Loretta Street in Hope Lawn. The chief, Michael Walsh. President is Brian Turcott. They've been around since 1914.
Okay, celebrating their 110th anniversary. They not only put out fires, but they also host a lot of town and neighborhood functions. Recently hosting a town meeting. And annually, they help out Councilwoman De Jesus with her annual backpack and school supply giveaway. So good community members, and of course they obviously support other towns when mutual aid is needed.
Yeah. Great group of guys and girls.
Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
I'm joined now with Ken Gardner, a former councilman in Woodbridge, former fire commissioner, active in his local fire department here in Woodbridge. Ken is the chairman of the ad book committee and, of course, the fundraising for today's event, or for every year the past couple of years. There's a lot that goes into it. We've talked in past years about the efforts that you and your committee have to put in to fundraise to put this parade together. So let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about some of your big sponsors and things that you have to do to prepare. You have a whole year to do it, and it just seems to come up, quick every time.
Yep. Thanks so much, John, for being out here and for all your support for our parade every year. Our Our platinum sponsor for this year's parade, and has been for the last 10 plus years, is Hackensack Meridian JFK University Medical Center. Our our silver sponsor is Moby Dick's out of Seawarren, our great local pub. We also have platinum sponsors this year. Our platinum sponsors are Lavish Tales Pet Spa, a new spa for animals over in Avenel. We've got Smolder Construction also out of Seawarren. We've got Rough Run. They're going to have a small bus in the parade, really a catchy thing for this year. And we also have the Lightbridge Academy. And then in addition to that, we have banners from BCB Bank, Forge Jewelers, and the new Strickland Steakhouse on Main Street. And we've got a great committee that works on the ad book and the sponsors all year, trying to get them to help. They literally help us fund the parade, to pay for all the bagpipe bands, the advertising, and everything else we have to get it on the parade on the street.
So it's important to know that. So the fundraising that is done, because the bands don't come free, transportation for the bands don't come free, things that have to be built, don't come for free. So it's really good that you have sponsors like this. This year, any different with fundraising with the 50th anniversary of the parade?
Well, it's been great. We've had some added excitement with the 50th year. We set a new record with our fundraising for the parade, so that's always nice. It makes us comfortable and able to spend the money. Our ad book includes a lot of local businesses, and our committee members are out there visiting the businesses. Of course, we all wear our Irish shirts when we go back to the businesses to tell them that we were there. We appreciate it, but places like San Remo's Pizza on Main Street, Nevis Jewelers, Il Costello, now the Woodbridge Brewing Company, those places have been with us. The Main Tavern, which is now switching over to an Irish pub pretty soon, they've been with us for years, so they really help us get the job done.
That's great. Well, listen, the Irish Club tells you, I don't have to tell you, but thank you for all the work that you do, because I know a lot of it is dependent upon how much money you raise for a parade like this. So congratulations. Again, the 50th year, a big honor for your organization. So we're going to go back to Craig and Dan inside.
Thank you.
Here's Bill Almacy. He busted out his 1929 two-door sedan. Always a fan favorite. Looks like he's done a nice job decorating it this year as well. Looks like he's the band is right on his heels there. Bill is one of the owners of Almacy Contractors, LLC, also founded in 1929. Longtime corporate sponsor here in Woodbridge Township. Now we're at the start of Division 3, which is sponsored by Strickland Steakhouse up there on 94 Main Street. Greg, want to tell us about this first band here? Blessed Sacrament?
Blessed Sacrament Gold Knights Alumni Drum and Bugle Corps from Avenel. The group is going to stage with a fire company on the Freeman Street. Okay, I'm sorry about that. They're a band from here, and that's all. Sorry, folks. Oh, here we go. They were organized in 1946 as the Blessed Sacrament Cadets in Newark. They assumed the name the Golden Knights and entered into field competition in 1952. Blessed Sacrament Golden Knights hold 9 national titles, 19 New Jersey state titles, 11 National Dream titles, and the first World Open title. They're inducted into the Drum Corps Hall of Fame in 1965, so they've been around for quite a while, and they're made up of alumni of drum corps, alumni of former competition groups, and those who were kindred drum corps spirits. Welcome.
And they let in the Island Volunteer Fire Company, number 9, on Green Street in Island, home of former Grand Marshal Ed Mullen. They are led by Chief Anthony Harland and, of course, President Ed Mullen, great Irishman, resident of Menlo Park Terrace, and longtime firefighter family. They're a all-volunteer fire squad, so if you're looking to get involved in volunteer firefighting, please give it a shot. A few pieces of apparatus there. As mentioned earlier by today's parade MC Tom Henderson outside, 1 in 10 residents in the Garden State can trace their family roots to the Emerald Island's 32 counties. Nationally, those numbers stand up as well. 1 in 10 Americans have Irish ancestry as well. And finally, in New Jersey, Irish ancestry is number 2 only to our friends from Italy. Approximately 1.1 residents, or 11.9%, report a familial connection to Ireland.
We see on screen there Life Choices Resource Center from Metuchen. They've been helping families since 1985, giving hope for life to all who come, blessed by God's graces.
Looks like they're partially supported or entered into this year's parade by the Knights of Columbus Council 857. I think a first time for them in the parade, to my recollection.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them before.
Yep. And as mentioned earlier, Strickland's is one of the parade sponsors this year. They encourage and ask Woodbridge residents to stop by for the corned beef special and bar specials happening this week. Again, Strickland's is located on Main Street.
Indeed. I hear some more Irish music, and now we see on our screen the Celtic Cross Pipe and Drums, managed by Matthew Treveras, established in 2014. They've won several Best Pipe and Drum Corps competitions throughout New York City. The band encourages young members to learn to play the pipes and drums. And they offer free lessons not only to young members, but anyone who's interested in learning how to play.
Yep. And they're leading in the AOH Brian Bourdieu, Division 14 of Middlesex County. They're led by Jeremiah O'Grady, who's the president of the AOH. AOH stands for Ancient Order of Hibernians. Organization, I believe, largely started in America when the Irish first emigrated to the United States. There was some friction with Native Americans, if you will, who were Protestants largely, and to protect churches and priests. The Ancient Order of Hibernians was established to provide protection. Unfortunately, fortunately, that's no longer needed due to peace in a stable country like the United States. So AOH is largely a fraternal and cultural organization these days. They have lots of fun. No longer any need to protect anybody.
That's true.
Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
I'm joined now with Brittany Bader, this year's Miss American Irish, last year's Lady in Waiting. Congratulations on your honor this year.
Thank you.
The 50th anniversary. Last year, your first year being honored, we talked about so much about this building to my right and to your right, where you had just graduated the year prior. Another year gone by, so you're a sophomore now at TCNJ.
Yeah.
How's that? And how's school going for you? Good?
It's going well, yeah.
You're almost done already with your second year in college.
I know.
And you were active here in Woodbridge. You got so involved with not only the school, you ran track, you played, did you play soccer as well? Mm-hmm. And I believe you were going to do that intramurally at the college. Are you still doing that?
Yeah.
Involved in St. James Church, right? So what does it mean to you to be the Irish woman now, Miss American Irish, for the 50th anniversary celebration of this year's parade?
It's a great honor, definitely, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and I feel like it's a great way to show how enthusiastic I am about my heritage and my family. Yeah.
You are, and to your dad John, your mom Patty, your brothers Christian and Matt, I'm sure they're all proud of you. What do you look forward to, like after college? What do you plan on doing? I think you were studying education, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I'm elementary ed and art, so I'm going to be, hopefully, I'm in practicum right now for first grade.
Good for you.
So hopefully K to 3, one of those grades, and then outside of teaching, I hope to do like photography or graphic design with the art degree.
Oh, that's great. And teachers are just great. Obviously, we learn so much from them, and your family has a history of education. So that's wonderful that you're carrying on that tradition. And what about the American Irish Association? You get involved in many of their events?
I've helped in past parades, and I've gone with them to the veterans home to help with that as well. And yeah, I hope to get more involved in the future.
Very good. Well, they're looking forward because they always need young blood. They have a great lineup of membership, but they need younger people to come aboard. And being honored and celebrating this, and of course with your other family members, your cousins, your Uncle Ken, who's very much involved as well. I'm sure they're going to look forward to having you as a member someday. So, any words for the marching? It's going to be a little chilly out there today.
Yeah, not the best weather, but at least it's not raining.
Yeah, it's March, exactly. There's no snow on the ground, and so we're gonna have a good parade today here in Woodbridge. So
Happy 50th parade.
Absolutely, congratulations again on the honor. We're glad to see you this year, and hopefully in the future years we'll see you here at the parade again.
Thank you.
All right, Brittany, we're gonna go back inside to Dan and Craig.
Next up is Smolder Construction, 62 East 7th Avenue.
This is the
Smolder Construction.
Oh, okay. I don't have that. I guess the Lightbridge Academy didn't.
Yeah, it might have been a little chilly for the kids out here.
Or maybe they moved. They moved some around occasionally. Smolder Construction was formed in 2023. And it wants to wish everybody a happy St. Patrick's Day. Zach Smolder and Bob Smolder are the principals. And we see some of their, I suspect they're family members.
In this case, it's St. James.
Oh, that's St. James. I'm sorry.
This is the St. James School located there on Amboy Avenue. They're a K-8 Catholic elementary and intermediate school. Been around for a long, long time.
They are followed by the Middlesex County Democratic Organization. County Chair, our Woodbridge's own Kevin McCabe.
Looks like at this point it's just the banners because their elected officials walked previously.
Yeah, they all walked with other groups. And then we see behind them the Port Reading Fire Company #1. Brian Small, Councilman at Large, is the leader of the organization. It was established back in 1904. The chief this year is Daniel Korinsky, and the president is the aforementioned Brian Small. Serving the community since 2004, as I said, so 120 years. Another one of those organizations that participates in so many things throughout the course of the year in the community.
Sure. And, Craig, as you and I often go to every year, they also have a nice tree lighting.
They do.
For Port Reading, not to leave any town out, right? You've got a Port Reading tree lighting these days. You have a Avenel, Colonia, and, of course, Woodbridge. And Islip does one as well.
Well, and Ford's does one.
Yes.
Downtown Ford's, and the Ford's Fire Company is there. Now we see our friends from Moby Dick's Bar having some fun and playing some music.
Moby Dick's Bar is located at 351 West Avenue. They're always a supporter of the Woodbridge St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thank you, guys.
Tracy Cordos is the entertainment manager. Devil's Harvest will be the band playing up there. That's them up there now. And they were recently been acknowledged by the town for their reference to their beautiful outdoor patio. So
sure. They look like a ZZ Top on top of that float.
Exactly. And they've been around serving the community. They also have run fundraisers for Rebuilding Warriors, the Woodbridge Annual Animal Group, and they're known for their live music and delicious food. So stop by.
Yeah. Just crossing our screen here is a venerable organization in Woodbridge Township, the Woodbridge Domestic Violence Response Team, DVRT for short. They have numerous members, mostly all adults who are trained in how to respond to domestic violence crises. They help out victims, they take phone calls and make referrals for service. Really fantastic organization. We're always looking for volunteers as well. Craig, could you tell us about these nifty, beautiful cars we have here coming across the screen?
Well, those are Corvettes, and they are part of the Corvette, the Woodbridge Corvette Club, an annual participant in the Holiday Parade and the St. Patrick's Day Parade. They've been around since 1978. Mike Caravello is their president. Gary Tresh is their vice president. Bob Ackerman, their treasurer, and Gene Tresh is their secretary. They proudly support the veterans at Menlo Park Veterans Home and the Woodbridge We Feed Food Bank. And they like to ride around in their cars, which are really pretty cool.
Yes. Classic American car.
Although they're probably fretting a little bit because they're wet. Some of these I don't think make it out of the garage when it's raining.
Absolutely. Yeah, even the threat of a cloud,
But they are impressive.
Yes. Beautiful.
And I'm not a car guy, Dan. I don't know about you. It's not. I guess the car is rearing to go faster.
Yep.
But with parade units in front of you and behind you, it's sure a little tricky.
But I was parade chair. You always have to be. This is one of the tricks of being a parade chair.
Okay.
Is organizing. Make sure the vehicles, particularly the diesel burning trucks, are not in front of marching units. So you have to stagger all the units. You don't want your marcher passing out from inhaling all the fumes.
That would be bad.
Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
I'm joined right now with Mayor John McCormack and his Chief of Staff, Carolyn Ehrlich. Mayor, I don't have to tell you, you know more than probably everybody when it comes to putting together a parade and the things it takes, but this year is a spectacular year for the association. 50 years of putting together a parade.
Unbelievable. And the guy that's the Grand Marshal now, George Aston, was the parade marshal for the last 33 years of that. So I was joking with him this morning at the breakfast, if you're going to be the Grand Marshal, who's going to put together the parade? And he said, Mary has been doing it for years with him, so we're in good hands.
We were joking also earlier. I had a chance to talk with him as well. Like you said, 33 years, but he has already been told where he'll be next year already, so he knows what's coming.
He's coming back, yeah. He's coming back to his old job.
To the old job?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But his family
deserves this honor.
He does.
Really does.
Well, and we talked about that. I mean, we grew up together, but his family, they've promoted, since we've been kids, they've promoted their Irish roots. And before, you had the breakfast this morning after the flag raising, and that's at a restaurant. But when we were kids, it was at his parents' house. It wasn't at a restaurant. His parents opened their house, and you can imagine the amount of people that came back there.
And his father was Grand Marshal. His mother was Lady of the Year.
Yes.
His sister was Lady of the Year, and he's the Grand Marshal now.
Yes.
So he's got a great family history with the Irish Club.
He sure does. They do, and his friends all contribute to it as well. And it's great. His children are all here. They're scattered around the country, and they've all come home for this, which is really, really nice.
It's really cool. Of the Irish
community.
Absolutely.
They are.
And so, we talked a little bit earlier. I talked to Ben Campbell as well, and we talked about the halfway to St. Patrick's Day celebration. That's kind of new. It's, I think he said, now a third year.
Yep.
The American Irish, in all fairness to other associations throughout Woodbridge Township, they probably do more for the community than many do. Many do.
Yeah, there's a reason they got the key to the township. They got it, the Woodbridge Elks got it, the Senior Billiards Club got it. That's three organizations that go above and beyond. They have great fun on what they do every day, but they go above. Look at the veterans causes the American Irish cover, scholarships, food drives. I'm trying to think of now, the Tooling Around the Town.
Tooling Around.
To help with the Support the Troops rally, do all kinds of different events for this community. And Eddie and the Rampers is the best.
I gave them a shout out already.
Oh, we did. I created a monster there because they do a ramp every couple of months. And then all of a sudden I started posting on Facebook a picture every time. And now I get calls from Rahway, from Clark, from Edison, from Perth Amboy. Can we get a ramp too? No, call your mayor. Call your Irish Club.
They do so much. They do so much for our community. So we want to congratulate them on 50 years, right? We want 50 years of putting this together and wish them another 50 years after this. And if we can hold off a little bit of this win, they're going to have a spectacular parade.
Well, this is kind of in between. A week ago on Sunday, the weather was so nice. But then again, last night it was so bad that today's kind of right in the middle.
Luck of the Irish. You're right.
I'd rather have last Sunday, but I'm glad we don't have yesterday because it was a torrential downpour, and that would just wipe out the whole parade. So we're cold, it's windy, that's okay.
Absolutely. Carol, anything?
I'm looking forward to the parade. It's always terrific. The Irish know how to pull it together, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
They do, and we also remind people also about their new home at 95 Port Reading Avenue at the Acacia Youth Center. Anyone who wants to join, they're open to membership.
It's the former Hungarian Club. Most people would know it as the former Hungarian Club, but they basically own the last room where the bar was. They own the bar, and they own some land around it for a picnic area, separate from what we own. It's like a duplex or a condo.
Right.
So it's worked out great. We're able to help a club that has really helped Woodbridge Township. In all the ways we mentioned, we probably forgot 2/3 of them.
And by the way, for the 49 years prior, they did not have really a home.
They have not.
Now they have a home to work out. So that's why we're expecting even bigger this year.
Yes, and I think people are going to start joining even more than they've been. And I think there'll be even a double the force in 5 years.
Absolutely.
John, I have a question for you. How many years have you been doing the interviewing and the announcing?
I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest with you. More at the Christmas parade with this one.
Yeah.
But another fun fact we already learned today. So Kevin McCreary, who we all know plays a significant role in the Christmas parade.
Yes, he helps us get Santa Claus every year.
Exactly. Next year he will chair this parade.
Yes.
So I think that's like a first thing, a first time. Yeah. So, but again, the American Irish, no surprise. So,
But it's an iconic event in Woodbridge Township. We're very, very proud of it. It's terrific. We do spend some money on it. Public Works does a great job. Police does a great job. The streets are already lined and closed, and everything's ready to go. It's amazing the monumental effort that goes into this parade, like you said earlier. But I want to thank our police department and our Public Works department for chipping in on a cold Sunday, doing all this work.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to go back inside to Dan and Craig.
Probably our oldest fire department in the area coming across the screen here. Our friends from the south, the Perth Amboy Fire Department, led by township resident actually, Edward Mullen. If you heard the name before, his father's more recent Grand Marshal, and Eddie himself is a third-generation firefighter, and his grandfather was actually the Perth Amboy Fire Chief. So I know that role means a great deal to him.
Yeah, pretty great familial tradition. Perth Amboy Fire Department goes all the way back to 1881.
Right. Yeah. Well, their fire apparatus was horse-drawn at that point, right?
I believe so. It's definitely so. Times have changed. Firefighters now all sit inside. Nobody rides on the back. I was a volunteer firefighter in South Amboy when I was in high school and early into my college career. We'd ride on the back of the truck.
Yeah, I was a garbage man for a summer with the Woodbridge Sanitation Department. I'll tell you, there really is nothing cooler than hanging on to the back of a truck. I know you experienced that yourself as a firefighter. Unfortunately, it's a little dangerous to do that, so they don't do that often anymore.
There we see the Pipe and Drum Corps of Barnegat Bay. They may get the Distance Award for a group. They're around since 2007. They like to encourage people to come and join them and learn how to play.
Yeah.
They've been in Tom's River, and they're professional piping at 6 o'clock on whatever days here. July 13th and 8 to 5, and then at 6 o'clock. Well, let's take a listen.
Beautiful. It's Amazing Grace. Marching bands like the Barnegat Bay Group have 4 weekends of parades in the month of March. New Jersey alone has 30 parades. Again, 2 in Middlesex County. Today's Woodbridge Parade, and again, next Sunday's South Amboy Parade. Again at 2 p.m.
Heritage Irish Dance Company we see walking, not dancing, in front of us.
Maybe they're gassed at this point.
Maybe. Last year they did a quick performance at the grandstand. They're hoping to do that again, according to the notes. Let's see. Looks like they're waiting to get introduced, so maybe we all get some Irish dancing. They do Irish dance, reels and jigs. Or jogs, I should say. They're currently the Mid-Atlantic Region champions in the senior ladies competition. They have a current national championship in Rihanna McDermott. And Irish dancing, they want you to know, is not just for the Irish. They have classes.
Oh, here they go. They're making a move.
There we go. Let's take a look at some Irish dancing from the Heritage Irish Dance Company.
Joining us after the parade at the American Irish Association's clubhouse. We have Irish dancers, Irish bagpipers performing. Perhaps these ladies are joining us, or other Irish dancers will be joining us. So if you really enjoy it, come on down to the Acacia Center from 4 to 8 p.m. this afternoon. Big finish here. Oh, there we go.
All right.
Thank you, Heritage Irish Dance Company.
Nice touch in the parade this year.
There we go. Yeah. Welcome. Well, they paraded. They did last year because they said they performed last year. But the Heritage Irish Dance Company. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a break and talk to John Mitch out on the street.
Okay, we're going to take a quick moment to do a special presentation. I'm joined by last year's Grand Marshal, Ken Egan. Ken, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you. And today is Happy St. Patrick's Day for our parade here. And this is our most senior car driver. Every year since 2008, he's volunteered his classic cars for our parade. And he proudly brings our Miss American Irish in that car each year. So today, Ron, we want to present you with a placard that you put on top of a light and it shines in gold. For you are now our most senior driver, and we are very happy to have you. Yeah, and thank you for doing all the years of service. And Ron's like a kid brother to me because he grew up next door. And anyway, the Ehrlichmans are a great family. Do you have anything to say, Ronald?
Thank you very much for this honor. I love being Irish for a day for this St. Patrick's Day parade. This year I'm driving a 2013 Camaro convertible.
Okay, thank you very much, folks, and have a great parade.
Very good. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ken. We'll go back inside to Dan and Craig.
Waiting to come through to the Island Fire Department, District 11. Brian Alhero is the fire chief, sir.
Yeah. Evidently, this is year 100 there.
I was going to say, I was just saying this is the 100th anniversary. I thought I had all passed it, but I was wrong. So something to celebrate this year, the 100th anniversary of Isfred Fire District number 11.
Yep. Located there on Auth Avenue, just on the other side of Route 27 there. Also an all-volunteer squad, so if you're interested in volunteering, head on over. Pick up an application. Next up is the Woodbridge Golden Saints. This is a more recent conglomeration of the Golden Knights of Islin and the Port Reading Saints. And we got the Golden Saints football program.
How about that? Ryan Hines is the president. Michelle Picula is the CFO. Daniel Morrison is the vice president of football. Bridget Baldwin, vice president of cheer. Amon Hardy is the football commissioner. Brooke Novak is the cheer commissioner. Lauren Kadish is the secretary. Jen Olette is the assistant secretary.
These cheerleaders pack a real punch here. You hear that?
Look at that. Some adorable little faces there.
Yeah. Doing a great job.
The uniforms still have the fleur-de-lis, which was chosen by St. James Saints back in 1950.
That's right. Started as St. James Saints.
That's a little history.
Yeah. That's right. They also do a lot for the community as well. They do some Halloween programming. They do a carnival. Of course, it's a fundraiser for themselves, but it's also to the benefit of the community. So thank you to the Golden Saints.
And they've got a history of success. 2023, third place National League. 2022, National League champions. 2019, American League champions. 2018, JVC champions.
Yeah.
And now we see the van from Magic 98.3.
Right. Followed by the Fox Sports van as well. I believe they're working together these days.
Yeah.
Well, then there's Hackensack Meridian JFK University Medical Center. Hackensack Meridian's our lead sponsor, as they are annually, holding down the platinum sponsorship. We're very thankful on behalf of the Irish Association for their sponsorship. Again, Greg, as I pointed out, it's not a cheap feat putting on this parade. Not all the performers do it for free, so you do have to spend some money on some of the bands and donations and equipment, so on. So
thank them for joining the parade. Hackensack is just broken ground on last Friday. We were there for a ceremony to break ground on a new medical facility in Metro Park.
Sure.
Unique, at the first medical facility in joining a train station.
Sure.
The Marching Mustangs of JFK are in front of us right now. Joshua Cabrera is their band leader. He's the director, I'm sorry. Director of percussion instrument, Brandon Eberhardt. Garden instructor, Alex Reisig. Drum majors, Rebecca Whalen and Sophie Hilaris. Section leaders, Afrina Arfan, Nikita Garuda, Mark Henry, and Matthew Page. Drum captains, Arthur O'Connor, Eric Blair, and the guard captains, Julianne Cruz and Karishasani.
Very good, very good. The band wants to thank their parents and the community.
This year they hosted their first ever band competition, and they finished their season with the highest ever placements. 3rd in the regionals, 5th in the state. Congratulations to our Marching Mustang.
Way to go. There we see the Marching Mustang.
Yep. Looks like the equipment manager there.
Ride on vehicle.
Busted out the lawnmower here today.
Cub Scout Pack 52 from Ford. This is the one my kids belong to.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. George Gundry is the Cub Master. Robin Hill is the committee chair. Leaders are Ray Nieves, Kristen Hartlieb, Kristen Gironda, Gavin O'Shea, Justin and Tiffany Soderholm, and James Leonardo. Jim Leonardo's been around since my kids were there.
Oh, wow.
Chartered by the Ford Fire Department and sponsored by Our Redeemer Lutheran Church and Ford Middle School.
Yeah, they do great work as well, like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts throughout the town. Greg, as you know, I co-run the semi-annual Colonia cleanup. I always have the Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, so we're very thankful, and they do a lot for the community as well.
Thank you very much. And they are leading in the Colonia Chemical Hook and Ladder Truck under Chief Mike Pirazzoli, fire, and the President of the company is Randy Colonia. When they've been around, they've been around since 1943.
Sure. They also have a very strong junior firefighting program as well as a program to recruit high school students to become firefighters. They even received a national recognition for their work in 2021 as the National Junior Firefighter Program of the Year. I know annually they do programming right at the firehouse on Inman Avenue, but they also send the kids out to a program in Ohio, all paid for by the department. So
If I'm not mistaken, they're they're an all-volunteer fire. They're the only, but they're the volunteer fire.
That's correct.
Volunteer fire. Ford's Falcon traveling baseball. A lot of traveling baseball in Ford's. The board members are Michael Stanikevitz, Greg Costello, Benny Cuevas, Susanna Bonilla, Monica Mayet, and Vanessa Stanikovitz. They're the 8U team, won the fall 2023 season. The 7U went 9 wins and 1 losses. So they got great records of success.
Yeah. You can learn more about them at www.fordsfalcons.com. Off to John at Woodbridge High School.
Okay, I'm joined right now by 2 men who are no strangers to the Woodbridge community, Congressman Frank Pallone and County Commissioner Charlie Tamaro. Gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for coming to Woodbridge to join us. I'm going to start with the Congressman. You've probably walked the streets more than many other elected officials, especially on a federal level. We're just excited. It's always great to see you here.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really always pleased to be here. I actually have 7 St. Patrick's Day parades. There are 3 today, but I'm here in Woodbridge because this is one of my favorites.
You never disappoint us. You're really always here. We see you marching in these parades. We see you marching in the Christmas parades and other events as well. And the same thing on the county commissioner level. Commissioner, your colleagues, yourself are always here in Woodbridge, and it means so much to the people of Woodbridge that you're not just here once a year. You come back all the time.
I think Woodbridge has the most parades in the county. So we are, whether it's your Christmas parade, your Veterans Parade, which are all good, and of course your St. Patrick's Day Parade, which is 50 years this year. So what an amazing mark that is, and especially to be here with all our colleagues and all the people that will be on the parade route. You always have a lot of people out there, and it's a lot of fun.
You mentioned the 50th year, and we keep saying it over and over today. 50 years of putting together this parade. Our Grand Marshal, we touched on George Aston. His family's been involved in this from day one. Just a spectacular event. Wow. The amount of work that goes into any parade, let alone one that's this size, is overwhelming. But they've got an organization that is made up of so many great volunteers, family members, extended family members, grandchildren, everybody. They're just a great group.
Yep, and as soon as today is done, they'll be talking about next year.
Absolutely.
And we're all in green. We got all our green.
There we go. We do.
Can't do it without green.
Exactly.
No Irish whatsoever in my blood. We are Irish today.
Well, as always, gentlemen, thank you so much for showing up in Woodbridge. We really appreciate it. And we're going to go back inside with Dan and with Craig.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rough Run Mobile Dog Gym. How about that? A mobile dog gym. Dogs are built for speed and can outrun most humans.
Well, doggy daycare really took off during the pandemic. Everybody went out and got a dog. They were working at home. Now many people are back to work, and the dogs got to do something during their free time,
And it is exactly what you think it is, folks. Their note is that we come right to you for your dogs to run. It's a mobile dog gym, so your dogs can really run. Their emphasis is on dogs really running.
Good. Just passing view is a 1974 Ford Maverick, classic car, beautiful. Thanks for joining us. Green, great color for today.
Port Reading First Aid Squad is just passed in view.
Yep.
Thank you for all that you do.
Yep. Led by President Brian Small and the many volunteers over at that first aid company.
Valhalla Pirates. I used to know them as Fred Lahati's 4x2. Now they're called the Ragtimers. I shouldn't say the Valhalla Pilots are coming up, although they should have passed.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the Valhalla Pirates bailed on us this year.
No,
maybe they're not into water.
Either that or their ship sunk.
Well, let's take a listen to the Ragtimers, a quartet of older gentlemen, fan favorite here at the parade.
Thank you, Fred Lahoney and the Ragtimers.
Give it up for the Ragtimers. They were mentioning shamrock, something I wanted to address today. The three-leaf shamrock was used by St. Patrick as a way of teaching the Christian Trinity. So that's why shamrock is commonly used in Irish culture.
We see Lavish Tales Pet Spa, tenured teams that treat animals with love and respect they deserve, specializing in care for elder, abused, and anxious pets. They provide care that's above average, and they believe in giving a true spa experience. They've studied that dog psychology and understand that your pet's wants and needs. They truly care for your pet. And here they are, the Valhalla Pirates.
Yep. Another fan favorite. They're put towards the back, I guess, to try to hold everybody here at the parade here.
Yeah, I mean, the Valhalla Pirates have been around at these parades, this and the holiday parade, for quite a while, right? Along with Fred Lahoney and the Ragtimers. Charles Waldron is the pirate crew captain. In 2015 and 2016, the Philadelphia Mummers Parade, they finished second in small group category and best in show on a Chesapeake Bay.
Yep.
How about that?
The Valhalla Pirates is a live steel black powder crew that performs for family shows based on the history of the Golden Age of piracy from 1675 to 1725. They provide short shows, skits, demonstrations of pirates and pirate situations that are fun and exciting for the whole family.
Here's the South Amboy Fire Department, founded back in 1886, so just right after Perth Amboy, the Mechanicsville Fire Hose Company. That's who we see right there. Oh no, that's 10 is from Enterprise, if I'm not mistaken. I grew up in South Amboy, and as I said, I was a firefighter, but not with this company, with another one called Protection. But thank you and welcome. Welcome to the Woodbridge Parade.
Yeah, closing out the parade here, you got to close it out with a Irish parade band. We have the St. Brandon the Navigator Pipes and Drums out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Their pipe major is Doug McEntler.
Pipe sergeant is Rich Harvey, and their president is Jenny Hoagland.
Take a listen and close out the Irish music for the Woodbridge season.
They've been around for 38 years, and they'll take us to the end of the 50th Woodbridge St. Patrick's Day Parade. I'd like to thank our crew. Well, let's listen before we name our crew.
St. Brendan Pipes and Drums from Point Pleasant.
There we see the parade marshals.
Yep.
And let's thank our incredible crew, our Emil Brandolfi on camera, along with Will Rubino, Samantha Roth, and Steve Quetchin. Audio director was Bruno Martins, our technical director Joe Fernandez, and our director, the incomparable Gina Forbes.
Thanks, guys, for having us. Just passing us on the screen were the parade marshals. I was asked to give a shout out to these are the people behind the scenes who really make the parade operate on the day of, led by Mary Alice Jacko, Alice Sinatra, Jessica Jacko, Mark Lewis, Matthew Costello, Ryan Aston, Connor Aston, Carolyn Stanton, Kathleen Stigura, Joe Boble, Ed Velasquez, Joe Sawyer, George Aston, Daniel Jacko, Mike Pedersen, Kyle Lewis, Tom Costello, Ashley Krause, Sean Aston, Tom Stanton, Maureen Juergens, Frank Crawford, Maureen Muir, and Sheila Sawyer.
Special thanks to Terry Sharkey and the Mayor's Advisory Council as well. We see the CERT team from Woodbridge who's involved in every event like this to make sure everybody is safe and protected and everything goes well. And so, Daniel, that will do it for the 50th St. Patrick's Day Parade. Your closing thoughts?
Another fantastic parade. I think they were moving at a fast clip this year with over 87 units. Special thanks really to the sponsors. I'll throw this out on behalf of the Irish. It's the hundreds of sponsors to the ad book, as well as our major sponsors: Hackensack Meridian Hospital or Health, Moby Dick's Restaurant and Lounge, Big Shots Restaurant and Lounge, Chibanco Funeral Home, Navigation Consulting, and of course Strickland Steakhouse.
And as if we needed any demonstration or any proof, John McCormack talked about how everything would be cleaned up in 15 minutes or half an hour afterwards. You can see right in front of our cameras, they're already cleaning up as the last units are headed down the row. So great job again to Sean Daly and to the parade committee from the American Irish. Fantastic parade, everybody. Hope you had a great time watching. Look forward to seeing you next year, and we'll see you at the holiday parade. For Dan Harris, Greg Coughlin, for all of us at Channel 35, thanks for watching. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.